Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podcast Puppets. I am your host, Legal E. With me, as always, the funniest man alive, Trevor D. Say hello, Trevor.
What's up? Thank you again.
It is good to be back. As promised, today's episode, The Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson as The Batman. I asked Trevor to watch this film because he's the one who guided me through my Batman fandom years ago. Couldn't believe he hadn't seen it. We haven't talked about it, but on this episode, we're going to get into it.
We wanted to talk about it, but we're like, save it for the cast.
Right. So I imagine we're going to get into full scope on our love for Batman this episode. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is our first podcast on anything Batman.
Yeah, right?
Right? I think so. I think we've talked about doing like the Nolan trilogy and just never did.
Yeah, because I hated it.
Oh my God. Wild. Okay. So, Trevor, you are going to have to take the reins. You're the one with the notes. I've seen this film probably 4-ish times. But I don't have notes on it. You do.
Yeah, first note I got, it starts with Ave Maria. Really sets the tone.
Okay.
Like, I was 100% on board. I wanted like the Batman theme, but I guess they don't have a Batman theme anymore. They retired.
Well, so the song that we just got played into is the Batman theme of this film. So I want to start by saying this. One of the things that I love about this film is the score. I love the score.
I have that hands down. Like, great music.
Great music. I mean, like, no proper like songs, as it were. No Kiss by the Rose by Seal.
Well, that was a miss. They could have done it in the credits at least.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, the score to this film, total knockout. So that's something I love about this. I'm glad we agree about that. So before
I've got shout outs to Sal Maroni, the mobster.
Yep.
It was from the comics, but the first time I saw him was in the animated series Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes.
Where he's like working with the Joker. Great character.
Yeah. Maroni,
never see him, he's just busted.
Right. Maroni, who's a crime boss. And then, I mean, who's the other one? It's eluding me right now. The big crime boss and everything.
I'll never know.
Oh, come on. It's Maroni, and then it's
there's two more, but we got a mental fart on it right now.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm actually going through right
Rupert
now?
Thorne? That was one of them.
Yeah.
And Carmine Falcone.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Falcone. So in some of the lore in the Batman universe, like Falcone and Maroni are like mortal enemies. So to bring Maroni in this film instead of Falcone was cool, definitely. Just another couple of points, like so. Shouts out to Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Mega fucking shouts out. He not once looked or sounded like Colin Farrell.
I couldn't believe it was him. That's arguably one of the best like makeup costume jobs in modern film. It was awesome.
He was my favorite part of this entire movie.
I think it's hard to argue against that. He's the best character in it.
Yeah.
He was perfect. It's just coming to me now. He at one point Penguin calls Batman world's greatest detective. I mean, he says it in jest, but he says it, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, and he is. I mean,
naturally,
Detective Comics.
Right.
Started so he originally had a gun in the comics.
Who? Penguin?
No, Batman.
Oh, Batman. Yeah. So run us through a couple notes here.
All right, we've got real good use of the bat signal and how that instills fear in people he's not even chasing.
Right.
Never seen that done in a film. I thought that was really cool. People would look in the shadows and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be killing this person. and they walk away.
So I have to say, in the Nolan trilogy, there was a point in time where Gordon turned it on. Batman was gone, and Gordon turned it on, and someone's like, he's not coming. He's like, that's not what it's about. It's letting people know. Right. I mean, even 89 Keaton Batman, like when that symbol went on, remember those criminals like, no, not tonight. You know what I mean? That is what the bat signals for.
Yeah, but this one had like those 3 poignant scenes where it was like criminals running away from nothing.
Right.
Because they're a cowardly and superstitious lot.
Well, I mean, you know how fucking pirates are.
Okay, and then Joker Gang. I thought the Joker Gang was done well. The guy with the half Joker face who was like being initiated.
Right, that was cool.
The Two-Face. That was cool, but everyone gets away. He beats the shit out of everyone. Everyone runs away. He captures 0 people in that fight.
Do they run away? Aren't some of them laying in a pile of broken bones?
No, I'm very upset. I was so pissed. I'm like, you broke no bones.
Okay.
You did nothing. You didn't capture a single person here.
Right.
And then don't hurt me.
Right. Let me run something by you that I've been waiting until now to run by you. So I have a working theory about the Batman, like when this takes place in terms of Bruce becoming Batman. I have a theory that this is year 2.
Well, that's what he says. He says he's been doing it for 2 years. So your theory is correct.
Oh, look at me. See? Yeah, shouts out to me.
I thought it was interesting that he was working with the cops openly. Like he's just walking down that crime scene and all the cops are looking at him like, oh shit, here's the Batman.
Well, and a lot of them are pissed about it, but Gordon's vouching for him.
Right. Also, James Gordon is black. Not necessary.
I'll say this.
The character's not black. I know they do this in Hollywood where they just change someone to black and they think they're woke. It's the opposite. Like it's more racist to do that.
I mean, maybe so. I'll say this. That actor that plays him fucking rules in like everything.
Yeah, he's great in Westworld. I love the actor, but not for that part. Not for James fucking Gordon. And then he followed the greatest James Gordon, Gary Oldman.
Shouts out.
Are you nuts?
Shouts out.
You're like, let's just make this guy black.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not how it works.
It didn't bother me. But I hear what you're saying. I still thought he was really good.
He was really good.
That is a great point. Yeah, he is he's open. Like he's not a wanted vigilante in this universe. He is like working with the police and like people kind of like know about it. Shit. Yeah, that's a good point.
They did a really good job because Gotham for me has always been like a mix of New York and Chicago.
Yes.
And I feel like they finally hit it on this one.
And whether it be because they had like the budget and technology to do so, but like literally like you see the Chicago theater and like Times Square like in the same shot. It was a perfect amalgamation of Chicago, New York. I completely agree. And I did love that. Yeah, it was brilliant. I loved that.
Real quick, Alfred is Gollum?
I literally had the same reaction when I saw it.
It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
Oh, I thought he was great.
He doesn't even have the proper accent of Alfred Pennyworth.
Oh, I thought he was great.
I knew you would, but
but again, it's the same thing with Gordon,
Lord of the Rings.
Well, I do. But it's the same thing as Gordon. Like we do have these like archetypes that like we're used to, and like switching it up a little bit. It just didn't bother me, man. Like even like
bothered me so much.
So, like Batman itself, like I thought. Shouts out to Robert Pattinson. I thought he was fucking brilliant.
I had no problem with him. I thought he was a great Batman.
So did you see The Lighthouse, the film with just him and Willem Dafoe?
No.
Okay, so that was
I guess.
It's just him and Willem Dafoe for 2 hours. That was the film where I was like, Pattinson's really, really good. But again, like switching up archetypes, like Bruce Wayne's like not only like kind of like an emo kid, but like he's like clearly like psychotic and like crazy with PTSD in this fucking movie. Like he's not okay.
It was interesting they had like his long hair. I thought that was strange.
But again,
have long hair like that.
But again, like early days though, right? Like
it worked.
Like it worked. Like his reluctancy in this movie to be Bruce Wayne, to put on like the billionaire playboy facade, like because he's just too fucked up and too young. Like again, like a lot of the tropes like were changed in this film, like just enough to where like I really, really liked it. And I think that was kind of the point, like just like it's its own take, you know what I mean? And like, and again, it is going to be polarizing. I fucking loved it and bought in. You're the biggest Batman fan that I know, so like, you know what I mean? Like you've fucking got.
My problems were like he didn't stop a single one of the Joker gang. Like James Gordon is black, Alfred is different. It's like shit like that I have problems with. That will take me away from the movie.
Okay, and I understand. Like, and for me, I bought into it because it was just like it was refreshing to see like this like different take. Like because I mean, you know, like multiverse shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just this fucking like it's just this other fucking take on it. You know, and like
the contacts that record everything. Real smart.
Yeah,
I thought that was real smart.
Yeah, I really liked bringing in some fucking sick tech early on. Definitely,
right? Because Batman is gadgets. And in this movie, he didn't have, like, he really didn't use his utility belt. He used the grappling gun a couple times, but I mean, you have a whole belt.
Right.
In the movie, they just do nothing with that because they're so scared of the Adam West shark repellent that he used and all that.
Right.
How corny it was, but it was like, no, Batman would have shark repellent. He's Batman.
But the thing about that is too, like, it's evolved like in a lot of iterations, like even like Nolan's, like it's evolved out of the utility belt, right? Because like in the 1950s, if you had unlimited money, what you had was spy gear. In 2022, if you have unlimited money, what you have is limitless. You know what I mean?
Contact lens camera.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like it's just evolving with the times. And again, that's what I feel about this film. Like it was just evolving with the times because like, I mean, and you know what? Like to your point, like the reason why fucking James Gordon was fucking white for fucking forever since the inception of fucking Batman is because there were barely any fucking black cops when fucking Batman first came out.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I got Selena. She is so fine.
So fine.
She is so fine.
And she's really good in it.
A really good actress. Brilliant Catwoman. I put the second best only because Michelle Pfeiffer will always be my favorite.
Pfeiffer for life. Yeah, no doubt. Well, it's second best too. And again, like I mean, it's almost like a layup, right? Because like, what was it, Anne Hathaway? Like,
well, I almost went to animated because animated Selena Kyle's really, really good.
You know what? Like, and we're both good for that too. Like, we'll talk about like who's the best, you know, Batman, who's the best Joker. It's Conroy and Hamill.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
No doubt. I got a really good Penguin. We already talked about that. November 5th shout out. A lot of shit happened on November 5th, which is...
I don't know if I caught that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
They talk about it. That fucking slut light.
I know, I'm saying.
Cats love Batman. I don't know what it is, but evidently
yes.
Cats love Batman.
Yes, that's a fact.
At one point, Selena Kyle puts on a red wig, which is kind of a shout out to Mary Jane Parker from Spider-Man.
I'm aware. That's interesting.
The redhead,
right?
Because a lot of female heroines in the Marvel universe are redheads.
Okay, interesting.
So I thought that was cool. I don't know if that's what he meant to do, but
I mean, and probably not, just because DC and Marvel don't usually shout each other out.
Fucking, I thought making his dad a bad guy was a big miss.
Okay. Yeah, for a split second, I forgot about that. I agree. But was he a bad guy? like
well,
per
he worked
se.
with Carmine Falcone, and Carmine Falcone killed that reporter.
Worked with him to what end though? You know what I mean?
Well, he asked him to take care of it. It was a miss. I mean, you can't take the whole superhero comes from the parents are all that is good.
Yeah,
if you take that away, then it's lessened.
There's also homage there though. Was it not Long Halloween? What was the Batman trade where Bruce's dad did surgery on one of the mobsters?
Oh,
Hush? I think it was Hush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it felt like homage to that because like he saved fucking, I believe it was fucking Falcone's fucking dad.
Yeah, but in this movie he was barely a doctor. He was running for mayor. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Yeah, you can't tarnish Thomas Wayne's legacy. Right.
It's like Jor-El, Superman's dad. It's like, yeah, he's a great guy, but he touched little kids. Wait.
No, but because then you'd get a vindictive Superman, and then the world would end. So.
Exactly. Then you get the Red Sun.
Then you get Red Sun. Shouts out to Red Sun, my favorite Superman trade ever.
Yeah, Mark Millar. These fucking I wrote these because this is the first time I watched the movie, so it's real hard to write notes when you're first watching the movie.
And it's also long, and there's a lot there.
And I watched it in the dark, so some of these notes, I can't even. Sure. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here.
That's like some of the fucking jokes you write down sometimes. I'll see you on stage trying to tell a joke, like I don't know what the fuck I meant.
They always laugh though. That always works.
Yeah.
My best is when I was like, "Good luck with this one." I don't even know the joke.
Right.
There is like zero Bruce Wayne in this movie, and that's true. There's very little Bruce Wayne.
And when there is Bruce Wayne, he's like reluctant to be Bruce Wayne because he's so fucking traumatized that he feels more comfortable as Batman. Which again, I liked.
I've got popped shirt detective work. So did he pop his shirt at one point and then was doing detective work? But that should have made me like it more.
Pop shirt detective work. I mean, whatever that is, you need to write that. You need to write that, whatever that is.
Falcone is Selina's dad. That's canon. In the comics, Falcone is Selina's dad.
Yeah.
And she scratched his face, and that's why he's got the 3 scars on his face.
Yeah, that scene was super interesting when she was in the club, right? And they run into each other, and like you don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah, that was super interesting.
I got No Gadgets, I already talked about. And then I have the last note, Catwoman is a horrible shot.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She misses every shot that she shoots. Yep.
All right, so
stick with the whip.
So I've told you just off the bat, so I love this movie. My biggest gripe with it, and I'm super curious to get your take. My biggest gripe with it was Riddler.
Oh yeah, which we have not yet even talked about. He's the main Nazi.
I'm saying so, and like, there's an argument to be made that Riddler's the main bad guy in this film.
He is. Who else would it be?
I'll say this.
Bruce Wayne's dad.
Shouts out. For probably the first third of this film, I didn't know that character was the Riddler. Maybe not the first third, but like it took me a minute to come around, and obviously like the riddle started coming. But it was such, again, like to bring back what I was saying earlier, like it's new takes on these fucking old tropes.
Right.
But where they went with the Riddler, like I thought it worked, but like Enigma's a genius, and like this dude wanted to get caught, and like that's not Enigma.
Yeah, that makes sense. He had no. It seemed like he had no plan.
Well, it seemed like I'll say this: it seemed like the plan was like super self-destructive. Also, the movie ends with Riddler winning.
What do you mean?
Like Riddler's plan like worked.
Oh, as far as to expose the Waynes.
Right. Right. Like,
Yeah, and
like
they try. I think it was a fail because they tried to make Riddler more like social media, the anonymous guys, you know,
they
like,
did. They
and
did.
it didn't work because Edward Nigma is somebody who thinks he's smarter than everyone, and the fact that Batman knows all these riddles, he can't believe it. So he's just trying to like play chess with Batman, and he's obsessed. He's obsessed with his own hubris.
I completely agree. And I did, again, like, I get this is like the new version of Batman and shit. And like, it's trying to like be with the times, but like, I completely agree. Nigma always worked solo because he thought he was smarter than everybody. And part of his plan, like near the end, was like getting a bunch of people to like rally behind him. And like, I mean, he was literally like going on like social media and shit like that. And that was just, that's not the Riddler.
It didn't make sense.
And it was like really the only part of this film that like I didn't like, that I just didn't buy into and like didn't love. And I get
shout out to Colin Farrell.
Amazing.
God damn. He was
also dude who played Riddler was good. How can we talk about the fucking Joker cameo in this film and how they did it? I thought it was, you didn't see it? After credit scene, bro.
Oh, was there an after credit scene?
Oh, you know what? I might be fucking wrong. And as soon as we're done, you're gonna have to watch this. I actually think it's a deleted scene. But Batman goes to visit Joker in Arkham to ask him about the Riddler, and it's fucking awesome.
Oh shit! Who plays the? Because I thought in this universe it was the Joaquin Phoenix.
Nope, nope. Different universes. Different universes. The hold on. Joker cameo of the Batman. He's so dude, it's so good.
Yeah, that's
Barry Keoghan.
It's like a Killing Joke. Who?
Barry Keoghan.
Oh yeah, Bear King. Yeah, I know who that is. I have no idea.
You'll love it. It's so good. But
it's a deleted scene though.
It is a deleted scene. They ended up cutting it out. But like, just again, like, shouts out to this film because like, Joker's not a bad guy, and every fucking Batman thing ever starts with Joker, right? Joker's not a bad guy, and he's fucking locked up. And they're making a sequel to this film, and Joker is, as far as we know, not the bad guy. And like I told you off camera, they just announced one of the villains for Batman 2 is going to be Clayface, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Thank God.
Never
I love me some Matt Hagen, man. I love him.
I love Matt Hagen too, man. Shouts out to Batman Animated Forever. Clayface never in a live action Batman film. And probably good thing because like just like CGI or whatever, like how do you do
it? But now they fucking can. And
now they fucking can.
Clayface is gonna be amazing.
Yes, sir.
I never knew who Clayface was.
Right.
He would just go in a crowd and boom, he's gone.
Right. Yeah, no, it's so good.
That scene in animated when him and the girl who was trying to save him are up in that laboratory and it's raining and he's slowly like becoming mud. He's like, oh, yep. I love that scene.
As soon as you said that scene, I just saw the rain start to fall on my head because I knew exactly where you're going. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's so good. What a heartbreaking character, man. It's so good. When we were talking about it earlier, I wanted to make this comp because, you know, I'm an X-Men guy. Like, the Blob, right, in X-Men, like essentially like same powers, but like the Blob literally a bad guy that like is a joke, and then Clayface like is awesome. Like it's so good, man.
Yeah,
it's so good.
You brought up X-Men. I've been reading so much X-Men.
Okay.
Like all my history, like all my comics, I've been reading back and forth. And then you were like, you got to watch Batman. You got to get into Batman. So I'm like, fuck. So I read like 5 Batman comics I hadn't read them yet. And I read them quick. And one of them was, these are all newer comics, like within the last year. And it was the Riddler, right? And the Riddler shows up and he puts Gotham in a grid. And if Batman doesn't answer these questions, then everyone in that grid is going to die, and he's got to do like a crossword.
Can I just say, shouts out, Chicago runs on a grid. That's very Chicago fucking shit. Yeah, love it.
Exactly. As is Gotham.
Right.
So Batman finds out all of the crossword answers and just answers them, and Riddler's like, how? That's not part of the rules. Like, you can't. And then he also knows where Riddler is broadcasting, so he just kicks in the door.
Of course he does.
Beats the shit out of Riddler.
Of course he does.
And the whole time he's got Deathstroke to Terminator that he's just dragging along like that was his, like, he captured him in the previous comic. It was so fucking good.
So good.
All right, we reached the 5 minutes, so we got to do our 5.
Okay, so I mean, I love this movie, man. I thought I knew what I was gonna rank it, but now it's down to brass tacks. The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, for me gets a 4 out of 5 Rambo knives. I love this movie. If it's not my favorite Batman movie, it's in my top 2. And I can't wait for the sequel. What'd you give it?
Before this podcast, I gave it a 2.5, but after this cast, I give it a 3 out of 5 Rambo knives.
I knew you were going to give it a 3
because I think you should see it, but I mean, it wasn't for me. And it was just from a movie standpoint, it wasn't for me because of who they casted and then how they acted. It just wasn't for me.
And you know what? And that super checks out with me, man, because like it was, I mean, far and away, it's like the, like, for lack of a better term, like artsiest Batman.
Yeah, it starts with Ave Maria. I mean, we know where we're going.
Probably the least action packed. So like, yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
I like it.
I'm glad, and like it's something you should watch again. It's definitely got rewatchability. I can't wait for the fucking sequel.
Yeah, sequel. I think they'll do better. I wanted to watch that deleted scene probably right when we're done with this.
Yeah, whenever we're done with this thing. Yeah, please do. Yeah, I forgot that was deleted. Yeah, it's great.
They've got the Joker. Did you like that Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
No, I hated that movie.
I thought it was all right. But the next one, Harley Quinn, is our Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Shout out to your girl.
I'm pumped for that.
I gotta watch it.
It's gonna be nice.
All right, well, folks, you heard it here first. The Batman, 4 out of 5. My fucking co-host here, 3 out of 5. I don't know what's up next. We'll figure it out. That's for us to know and you to write in about.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll release the prequel we did.
There's no such thing.